So this week, we are going to be locking in focus so you can learn how to stop getting pulled in 40 million different directions and start making real moves, okay? So if you've been feeling like you've overwhelmed, distracted, or you just been feeling stuck, this week is all about you. Okay? So if you've been feeling like you're busy, but you're not building, this week is for you. This week is theme is focus. It's all about moving with intention, not pressure and not hype. So it ain't about, moving, on pressure and hype. It's about moving with intention. And today I'm going to show you how to get stuck out of your own mind. I'm going to show you how to get stuck out of your own mind today. All right. So how y'all doing, my royal family? If y'all don't know, it's your lady queen. Hey. So I hope y'all have enjoying this lovely Sunday. All right. I apologize for being a few minutes late, but this week is all about focus. And if you don't know me, I help individuals just like you overcome self-doubt and overcome the feeling of feeling stuck and depressed. And I help you understand how to move forward with clarity. Okay. And this week is a special week because this is the main thing, like one of the main ingredients that you will need if you're looking for clarity. How can you have clarity without any attention? How can you have clarity without any focus? How can you have clarity without any direction? Okay. So before we move forward, make sure that y'all subscribe and share this video with anybody else you may feel interested, and simply comment throughout and let me know what your thoughts is on this video on focus, because we're going to be getting real strategic, and I really would like to hear y'all input and let me know, how y'all feel about it, or y'all gaining any clarity from these videos. I would love your insight. That's what it's all about for me. Okay. So now I want you to understand focus is not about doing more. If it was about doing more, guys, think about this. The whole world would be focused. Okay. We have a million apps that we're looking at on a daily basis. We have text messages coming at us on a regular over and over and over. We have emails that is popping up on our phones like left and right. We have games. Now they have the apps where you can grocery shop online. I'm talking about, so they're keeping our attention everywhere. So we're constantly doing something. So understand focus is not about doing more. It's not. Focus is about putting all your intention into what matters to you the most on purpose. So it's about putting all your intention on that right there. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Because a lot of people think that focus is about, let me see is what I can do the most. They think it's a race, but it's not. Hey, loves, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? So, hey, my royal family, I'm glad to have y'all here. Like I said, make sure y'all let me know where y'all commenting from, and also let me know if y'all gain any clarity from this channel. This is a clarity channel, and I'm very interested in knowing if y'all or feel like y'all get clarity from this channel. Okay, so now most of us we have what I like to say 40 tablets open in our head, right? Now, what I mean by that, we thinking about a million things in our head. When the light bill due, the phone bill due. Oh, I gotta be at work. The kids gotta be at school. You know what? Did I leave? Did I lock the door? Did I turn the oven off? We have a million things going on in our head. We do. We really do. Let's think about that for a second. We have a million things open in our head. So, when they say when one door closed, another one opens. Well, I like to say we got too many open. Okay. And we're constantly scrolling, constantly overthinking about everything. And we're feeling like we have to answer everybody. I don't know why, as humans, we feel like we have to say yes to everybody or we have to answer everybody. Like, I know I feel like that. If any of you feel like that, drop it in the comments, right? So I want you to understand that you don't have to answer everybody. That is like one of the key ingredients on building your focus is to understand that you don't have to answer to everybody. You don't have to handle everything, especially if you're a single parent. I don't care if you're a single mom or a single dad, because I was raised by my father, right? I may be a single mom, but I was raised by a single father. So it doesn't matter if you're a single mom or a single father. You don't have to handle everything. You truly don't. But for some reason, we tend to think that we have to be super mom or super dad, you know, but we don't. And I want y'all to understand that right there. We don't. And then, so we do all these things, and then we wonder why we are so tired. So we say, hey, I have a phone right now and I'm not watching TV. So that's why, hey, that's okay. I appreciate you being in on here. I appreciate you texting in. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. All right. Hey, 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 okay. Can you say hi, Araya and Matt? Hey, Araya and Maddie, how y'all doing, loves? Where y'all at? So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me know where y'all at, Araya and Maddie. I would love to know where y'all at. And I see you, Curry, as well on there. So y'all all let me know where y'all at, because I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I'm interested to know where you watching from. Okay. So now, like I said, so we do all these things, and then we wonder why we're tired, right? We're doing a million things, but we wonder why we're tired and we're not proud of the things that we're like. We're not proud at the end of the day. We're feeling frustrated, we're feeling depressed, we're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Okay, so we got to understand that we got to start practicing on focus in three ways. So the first one is focus on the things you can control. Stop focusing on things you can't control. For instance, you can't control how people are going to respond to you. You can't control, the people that's going to call your phone and they don't even want anything, right? Think about this for a second. You know them people that call your phone and every time you answer, you can be in the middle of something. They like, girl, I just called to see what you was doing. Okay, girl, I can tell you to school. You know this and that. Or on the flip side, maybe you have somebody that's constantly call your phone, and what do? They constantly tell you about how depressed they are, stressed they are, aggravated, and they take your energy and your stress level to the roof. So you got to understand, you got to start focusing on what you can control. Stop focusing on the things that you can't control. What you can control is if you pick up the phone or not when they call. What you can control is what channels that you're watching. What you can control is if you know this person is, a Debbie Downer or an energy sucker, you can't control that. You can't control when they call you, but you can control if you answer. Remember, it goes back to when I said a lot of us feel like we have to answer to everything and everybody, but we don't. We do not. If you want to get focused, the first thing you better do is understand that you better focus on the things that you can control. So if somebody is getting on your nerves, stop worrying about what they doing and focus on what you can do. Okay? They getting on your nerves. Well, how can you limit that? Maybe you don't pick up the phone for them. Maybe they knock on the door and you don't answer right now because you're not available. Maybe you just set limits to them. But there are ways. Okay? The job is aggravating you. Guess what? You can't even control the job aggravating you. You can't control the manager or the supervisor aggravating you. But you know what you can control? You can control whether you stay there or not. You can control if you apply for at another job. You can control whether you let someone talk to you like that or not. Meaning that if I continue to go in here and stay there, I'm saying that is okay. But if I don't like the situation, let me do something about it. That is in my control. I can go apply somewhere else. You don't like your living situation? You might can't change the landlord. You might can't change the environment, but you know what you can control? You can't control whether you stay there or not. You can't control whether when your lease is up, you continue to sign another year's lease. Whether you find somewhere else to move that's in better conditions. And you can't control whether you do the things you need to do to get there. That's what you can control. Okay? So focus on what you're building. That's the next thing. What are you building? So, a lot of us will do, we'll focus on what the next door neighbor building instead of what we're building. We'll focus on, we know the next door neighbor, honey. You know what? Little Johnny, he been cheating on that, honey, his wife. You know what? The kids doing horrible in school, and I don't know what they got going over there. You know about the whole neighbor's household, but you don't know that your son grades ain't bad. You don't even realize that your relationship falling apart. You don't even see these things that your job ain't together. That you in foreclosure. You can't see these things because you so focused on what somebody else building. So focus on what you're building, your foundation. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, say if you building a house right here and they building a house across the street. Just think about this for a minute. Y'all think about this with me for a minute. Say you building a house right here and somebody is building a house across the street. And instead of you looking at the foundation of your house, you constantly and continuously just keep looking across the street. Like, you know what? I wonder if they even put that concrete down right. You know what? I wonder if they even built that wall right. You know what? Did they even do the plumbing right? Meanwhile, everybody, your workers is doing everything, but you ain't even paying them no attention. You know what's going to end up happening? Theirs is gonna be to perfection because you're gonna probably end up calling them out on it. You know what? I don't even they got the plumbing. You supposed to have that plumber. I think the plumbing is supposed to be like you're gonna call them out on everything. Meanwhile, you're gonna be missing out on the plumbing that's in your own house and foundation that ain't getting that your employees ain't doing right. So focus on what you building. A lot of us we like to focus on what the stars doing. You know what? We know what every star doing. Can't stand them because they doing this and that. But what about your household? Can you stand your household? Do you know what's going on? What about your financial situation? Can you stand it? Do you understand it? I'm just asking. And that's what we're here for. That's what this week is for, focus. So if you feel like I stepped on some toes, I ain't want to sting y'all. I really didn't. But that just means that somewhere along the line, you just need a little bit more clarity. I understand it because I was there. And I'm constantly growing and I'm constantly working and I'm constantly there. Okay. So I'm always growing and learning. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm always growing and learning. All right. And then I want you to focus on what you need to release. This is a big one. What people do you need to let go of? What things do you need to let go of? Okay. What places do you need to let go of? A lot of us can't stay focused and a lot of us can't grow because we don't even realize what places and people and things that we're focusing on. Like, for instance, I tell you this, what I need to release, right? When they say, what do I need to release? The things I had to release people that wasn't for everybody. Let me say that again. I had to release people that wasn't for everybody. So I know y'all might see my stuff on, but I tell y'all this and listen to me when I say this. Queen A is not for the all Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not. You know what I am for though? I am for the all lives matter movement. You know why? Because I had to release the separation part. I don't even believe in race. Race, if you look up the word race, it's like what do somebody do when they want to race you? It's a competition, right? So I'm not in competition with nobody, not with my people, and all y'all my people. Understand that. So I had to release things, and I started putting myself in environments that align with that, meaning all lives matter, right? I want to be around black people, white people, Mexican people, Japanese people, foreign. I want to be around everybody. I want to learn from everybody. I want to build clarity with everybody. I want to love everybody. So that was a big one for me. I had to release people that didn't feel like that because I got nieces that's mixed. Like all my nieces, nephews mixed. Like like so, and not just that, but I know, all different type of races. And I don't even like saying races. I know all different type of people that is lovely, and I can learn great things from them, and I do learn great things from them. So, what is it you have to understand? What is it that you need to release? So, focus on what you need to release for you, because I knew what I had to release for me in order to grow and get more clarity for me. Okay, so now, that's what I want y'all to understand right there because you can't control. And this is another thing. Let me say this. I love this right here. Let me say this. You cannot control, especially for content creators. This is a big one right here. You can't control whether people following you. You can't control, people whether they liking you or whether they're responding to you or whether you get contracts. You can't control that. Meaning you cannot control other people's outcomes. You can't control the outcome. So you can't control who show up for you. You can't control who supports you. I love to tell content creators this because they like I see them posting stuff all the time. If you ain't like nothing or you ain't engaged with me, you know what? I'm a unsubscribe or unfollow y'all, and that is crazy. You cannot control that. And as a coach, as a coach or a content creator or any of them things right there, you have to understand that You can't control who supports you. Stop being worried about who follows you, who hearted, who commented, you know, and who shared it. They don't ever like a heart, but you know what you can control? Whether you continuously show up. If y'all look back, so I've been speaking for a while, right? But I haven't been consistent online. But I've been a clarity coach for a couple of years now. But I'm severe, I'm successful on the ground, but I had to get consistent online. So if you look back at my videos, you can tell when I start getting consistent. Why? Because my views start going up, the likes start going up, the comments start going up. And that's on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribers start going up. I couldn't control whether people was following me or not, but I can control me constantly showing up. And that's what I can control. And once I did that, guess what? Hmm. Guess what? It was over. It was over with. It was over with. Once I understood that, that's all I needed to understand. That's all I needed to understand right there. So, understand that. Okay. You can't control what other people do. You can control your actions. You can't control who supports you or who show up for you, but you can control whether you show up. That's what you can control for yourself. So constantly show up for yourself. If you're a mother, constantly show up for yourself. If you're a father, constantly show up for yourself. If you're an employee, constantly show up for yourself. If you're a student, and constantly show up for yourself in general. Okay. All right. So now I want y'all to ask yourself one question. What's one thing, right, that I'm holding on to that I know I need to let go of? What's one thing that I'm holding on to that I know I need to let go of? Only you know. And you ain't even got to write in the comments. And understand, when I'm doing these videos and these trainings, these are for you. The questions I ask be for you. So don't lie to yourself, because you don't have to write in the comments. None of that. And if you understand, even when you join any of, like, you join my mastermind group or my one-on-one coaches, it doesn't matter. I always want you to answer for yourself. Why? Because this is about building clarity with yourself. So you have to be comfortable being honest with yourself, not with Queen A. Most of us, we comfortable with everybody else, but we ain't comfortable with ourselves. And that's what this about, being comfortable with yourself, not with me. Okay? So now ask yourself, what's one thing that I can do today? What's one thing that I can do today? Maybe you can stop scrolling as much. Maybe you can give yourself a limit on scrolling. Maybe you put your phone over to the side. Maybe you can fill out that application that you've been waiting on. Right? Maybe you can start pursuing the dream that you always want to do by even looking into it and writing the things down. But what is one thing that you can do today? Whether it's breathing better. Maybe you want to learn how to be a better breather, because most of us don't know how to breathe. I had to learn how to breathe. Oh, okay, you breathe like this. And I still am constantly learning. But what is one thing that you can do today? Is to get clear about who you are. Maybe you don't know your values, principles, and goals. Maybe it's something you can focus on today. I'm just saying, okay? So, because like I said, you can't control who supports you, but you can control who show up, and that is you. So stop worrying about who supports you and stop worrying about you showing up for yourself, because that's what matters. And that's what's going to move the needle. And anything that you're doing is you consistently showing up for yourself, not showing up how everybody else wants you to, not showing up for everybody else, but showing up for yourself. Say hi, Laurie Ann. What's it say? Say hi, Laurie Ann. Toga. Oh shoot. Hi, Laurie Ann Togalian. I hope I said that right. Let me know if I said that right. Okay. So now that's one thing I want you to understand as well. All right. So focus means we stop feeding distraction and start feeding direction. Stop feeding into the things that's distracting you, the people, the places, and the things that's pulling your attention in a million ways. And start feeding into the things that is directing you, that is aligning you. That's the things that you should be feeding on consistently. And only then, only that. But we have to understand, stop feeding on the things and focusing on the things that is distracting us and focus on the things that is directing us, okay? So, what are you building right now? Let me ask you, what are you building right now? Mentally and physically, or physically. So, are you building both, or are you building like one thing? Are you building something mentally or physically, or both? But what are you building? What is it? Or are you building better health? Or are you building, a legacy, like a better business, a better relationship, a better, what is it? Better financial situation? What are you building? But you have to know what you're building. Okay? Okay? Because this is the thing right here. You know who gonna decide for you if you don't. Hi, how you doing, Nola Bunny? Nolan Bunny, how you doing? So you know who gonna build for you if you don't build for yourself? Do y'all know? Somebody say in the comments. I know. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all right here. Everybody else life. That's if you don't decide what you're doing and what you're building, life will decide for you and build it for you. So like when you want to start, saying yes to everything, that means you're saying yes to everybody else's habits. You're saying yes to everybody else's directions. And that's what starts building you. So are you going to make the choices or are you going to let life make choices for you? Because most of us, we work in jobs because life made a choice for us. Most of us, we're in a relationship because life made a choice for us. Most of us, we're doing things because life made the choice, not because we made the choice. So I ask you from this day forward, are you going to continue to let life make the choices for you? Or are you going to start saying, you know what, I'm ready to make the choices for myself and get focused? Which one are you going to do? Because I know what I'm ready to do. I know what I'm ready to do. I just don't know what you're going to do. Right? Because I'm not you. But one thing I do know is we can't continue to focus on our past. A lot of us focus on, what happened back in the days and generations and all that. Well, we can't focus on the past, but we can focus on the now. What are we going to do now? Okay, it happened. We understand everything happened, but what can we do now? No matter what happened in your life, it happened. But what can you do now about it to change and move forward so you can grow, so you can get focused? Because I'm going to tell you now, if you let things linger from the past in your life, you won't ever be able to get focused. That's why I tell some of my clients that they come to me and they are really head over heels and they have like detrimental things going on in their life. I always send them to a therapist or a social worker because that is not my expertise. I'm not a therapist. I love to say that all the time. I'm not a therapist or a social worker. So a therapist is somebody that helps you deal with your past. A coach comes in when you're ready to move on and what? Pursue yourself, move forward. Think about every coach you know, whether it's basketball, football coach. Do they focus on the past? No. It don't matter if you just dribble bad. No, they want to know what you're gonna do now to dribble better. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Okay, understand that. So understand, if you don't decide what you're building, life gonna build it for you, regardless if you like it or not. That's a fact. So drop it in the comments and let Queen A know what you're building. I want to know what y'all building. Let me know. I don't care what it is, but I would love to know what you're building. Okay? Because you can't hold focus with mental clutter. You can't hold focus with clutter. You can't. Whether it's, mental clutter, you got 20 doors open in your head. You got the whole environment around you going crazy. Think about this for a second, this analogy. Say if you was in the house and the music was all the way up, the television was all the way up, and the kids constantly saying, Mom, Daddy, Daddy, and then the pagers go off, the phone call ring, and then the parents start praying, you would go crazy. Why? Because our brain is not built for that. It needs direction. It needs to understand what to focus on. And it's the same thing. Use that mentality. That's why we go crazy. And that's why, think about it in the car when you're trying to see something better, you turn the music down. Have you ever wondered why? Because our brain needs focus, it needs direction, it needs to understand. If you saying, because once you say, okay, I don't want to focus on this, the brain is like, okay, well, I can't focus on both of them. So get rid of that and then we can focus on that. Ain't that amazing? But that's how it works. That's how it works. All right. So what's stealing your focus right now? What is it? What's stealing your focus right now? Let Queen A know. I don't care when you're watching this video. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what's stealing your focus. Is it the people that you're around? Is it the places that you're constantly around? Is it the things that you're constantly doing? What is stealing your focus? I just want to know. That's all. That's all. I just want to know what's stealing it. That's it. Because anything that steals your focus, it definitely steals your future. Okay? So anything that steals your focus is stealing your future. It's stealing where you want to go. So anything that's stealing your attention is stealing your what? Your values away, your principles away, and your goals away. Always remember that. Always remember that. Okay? So type cut it, like cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. It's like, nah. If you know what gotta go for you. So if you already know what you gotta cut off or what you gotta, reduce, drop cut it in the comments. Because I want to know what you gotta cut off or what you gotta reduce. Because like I said, I'm not, you is you. I really want to know. Drop it in the comments and let me know, okay? All right. So now we're gonna be talking about the focus challenge for this week. So the first thing is pick one priority for the week, not two, not three, one. Why didn't I say two? Why didn't I say three? Why did I only say one? Do you know? Because remember, I just gave you the analogy of when you're trying to drive on the road and you say you try to home in on seeing something better, you have to turn the music down to see better. Because our brain naturally cannot focus on two tasks at once. That's why you can't listen to the TV and the music at the same time. You can't do it. You can't. Try to turn both the TV and the music up and see if you actually get to, it's going to drive you crazy. You're going to want to turn one of them down. That's just how our brains work, okay? So you got to understand, pick one priority for the week and then pick one distraction to reduce. One thing that you can reduce, whether it's screen time on TV, whether it's, talking on the phone, whether it's watching a program. But what is something that you can reduce? Pick one thing, guys, one. Okay? And then what's one daily action that you can repeat? So now we got to pick one daily action to repeat. And what is it? What is it? Maybe it's telling yourself affirmations. Maybe it's, journaling. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's watching motivational videos. Maybe it's constantly, scrolling, but I only scroll for 10 minutes. So every day when I want to scroll, I'm only going to do it for 10 minutes and I set my timer to make sure I'm only doing it for 10 minutes. Or, you know what, daily action, I'm going to make sure I put my phone over across the room when I'm working. But what is one daily action that you can repeat every day? Okay? I'm just saying, what is it? I'm just asking y'all. Only you know. Because small focus repeated daily. Small focus repeated daily creates loud results. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's the small things that create the loud results. It's not the big things that everybody notice. Right? It's not the big things that everybody notice. You think everybody notice when I'm up at 6 a.m. and I'm like, meditating and journaling and reading and working out? People don't notice that. You think people notice when you creating a system? You think people notice when you at work working hard for your family? They only notice the flashy cars. They only notice the bag. They only notice the smiles, the good pictures. That's the only thing people notice. So don't focus on that. Focus on the small things that you're doing, the small daily things. That's what matters the most, because that's how you're going to get to the big things. We can't get to the big things focusing on the small things. Remember that. All right. So if you're ready to go deeper, my book, Clarity and Confidence, okay? It is it is a tool guide for young to middle age adults to help you overcome self-doubt. So if you want my help personally as well, you can also type clarity in the comments, and I'll make sure that I reach out to you and we'll get you set up. So if you want to take advantage of my book, like I said, which is a young guide for young to middle age adults who are looking to overcome self-doubt and build their life with clarity. If that's you, make sure you simply reach out and comment book in the comments, and I'll make sure that I send you the link as well. Because I'm telling y'all, these are things that a lot of people don't even pay attention to. They think it's big things. It's not the big things. It's the little things that you're not even paying attention to that matters the most. That's going to dictate whether you build confidence with clarity the most. All right. So before we get off of here, make sure that y'all share this video with somebody else. Also, drop it in the comments and let me know. Did I plant any seeds today? Did y'all feel like y'all got a little bit of clarity from this video or anything I said? Also, if you did love what you heard, make sure that you subscribe to this channel for more clarity and hit that bell and click all so you can see everything that we drop right here. So this is not a drama channel. This is not, a go get it channel. This is all about helping you build your mental with clarity. All right. And if nobody else loves you, I hope y'all got something from this. Y'all know Queen A does. Later. Mwah.